forget Tennessee jumping out to an early lead, 2022. It was, or 2021. It was that was the easiest bet I've ever made, was before all my Georgia friends back home, where I'm like, guaranteed, just go ahead and place the bet. Tennessee's leading after the first quarter. I would bet the house, like mortgage, whatever. Tennessee will be beating Georgia after the first quarter. Done. I'm in there, freezing my tail off by the fourth quarter, and not enjoy. Like, I remember breaking the little hot pads, like my wife and I just breaking those little hot things. You know, you can snap and like just put in your shoe and put, like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like the little heaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
You can tape those to your body, and
can you really?
they create heat. Now, I don't do that because I have a battery powered electric shirt that I wear.
What?
It's got heater coils in it. Yeah, it's battery powered.
No, you don't. That's not a real thing. Are you joking?
That's a total real thing. It's a total. You can Google that, Amazon it. You can totally get one of those deals.
A battery powered what?
It's a shirt that's got heater coils in the front and the back, and you got a little battery pack that plugs in, and it heats.
What are you, just like a Transformer Autobot in the press box for these games? What?
I'm going to do everything I can to not be cold. Okay. Now let's get back to Georgia for a second. Here's the biggest challenge with Georgia, and this is, everybody talks about, the elite defense of Georgia, and they're great. Where Georgia beats everybody, and where Georgia's been able to beat everybody, is how good Georgia's been in the red zone defensively. They'll give up a drive here or there, and you're like, hey, man, you got a rhythm, you got to go on, and then all of a sudden they're at the 18-yard line, and it's like, nope, you're not going anywhere else. Like they've been so good in the red zone with their defense. Even as bad as they played at Missouri, when Missouri had a chance to put them away, they just stonewalled Missouri in the red zone on a couple of different occasions that gave Georgia a chance to win that game last year, when they basically didn't get on the flight to go up there and play the game mentally. They checked out, weren't worried about it. That's the hard part, and that's the challenge for Josh Heupel and anybody playing Georgia, but particularly for Tennessee. They may give up some yards here and there, but can you finish with touchdowns instead of field goals when you get inside the 20? Because they're probably not going to give you a bunch of 60-yarders, right? You may get one here and there. You may pop one, but you're probably going to have to methodically get it in the end zone, inside the red zone. Can you finish a drive against them? That's the hard part. That's the challenge that everybody has with Georgia right now, because they've been the best red zone defense. Now, they've been the best overall defense, but they've been elite when it comes to red zone defense the last couple of years. Stupid good.
But when you also look at, when I'm watching Ohio State, Georgia, and what Ohio State was able to do to slice and dice, and Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously having a great 3 quarters before he was knocked out in that one, like, there was some stuff there where obviously Ohio State's offensive line played great. Like, that was a big part of it, is CJ Stroud had time to dial it up and let his best wide receiver group in the country do work against the Georgia DBs. Because that was like one of the things that was kind of overrated about Georgia, was that, like, obviously Jalen Carter made Devontae Spraggins and Cooper's life miserable in that game, and that was tough. But, like, the secondary was bit, like, if you look at Keely Ringo's PFF score from both games, and, like, me going back through my notes, like, Keely got beat multiple times in both games. Like, Cedric Tillman was not struggling against Keely Ringo. Like, it's not like you can't beat them. The secondary has limitations, and this Tennessee team, when I'm thinking about what they were able to do, I think Dante Thornton might be one of those, like, X factors in the Georgia game. It's like his size and his ability, his speed. Like, if Tennessee, if he is like a different kind of receiver, over the top, like that, it's just a different, I think he's probably the most intriguing wild card that's been thrown into the Georgia Tennessee mix in the last 3 years. Would you agree with that?
I thought Jalen Hyatt would have more success a year ago against Georgia than what he did. And Georgia clearly tried to beat him up in a bunch of different ways. They will try to do the same thing with Thornton. Can he physically hold up? Can he physically make plays that he needs to make, to win? I think ultimately the X factor for me is, can they give Joe Milton time to operate? And when they do, can he complete balls that he needs? Can he make the plays that he has to make? That's, to me, that's the ultimate X factor. But because they're not going to give you many opportunities. But when it's kind of like a pitcher, he's got good stuff. You better hit that 2-0 fastball that he's throwing. You better be ready for it. You better make that play when it's there. Joe Milton's got to make that play when Pop's open for him. I mean, he's got to be able to make a play because they're not going to give you many, but when they give you one, you got to take full advantage of it.
I'm very intrigued to see if they evolve with their receiver room this year. I think they're going to have to. There's no way you're going to be able to do the 3 receiver, keep everybody happy for a full year. There's no way. They're not going to be able to rotate.
Well, I mean, I think the bigger question is, can Squirrel White stay healthy?
Yeah.
Size-wise. I mean, he's tough as nails, but he's still not very big. So can he take the pounding of a year? And I know he played all year last year, but he didn't play,
Well, I saw he got taken down by a bunch of middle school campers this week, so never a good sign there.
I mean, he wasn't playing the volume of snaps that he played in the bowl game, So, okay, did it in the bowl game, but can you do that for 7 straight weeks? 6 weeks, that type of thing. I think Ramel Keaton's the most underrated player on this football team.
Totally agree. Yeah.
And here's the thing about Ramel that nobody realizes. I mean, Joe Milton took Ramel with him to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was Joe's pick. Because
I didn't know that.
They're good friends. They have a great chemistry with each other. Because when Joe was the backup and Ramel was having a hard time finding his way to the field, those two guys developed a real chemistry with each other. They threw a bunch of balls, that they were very comfortable. They've got a real chemistry. So, I mean, I think Ramel Keaton is going to have a good year because he caught everything they needed him to catch a year ago. Brew McCoy is going to be better in year 2 than he was in year 1. Then it gets to what we think Thornton, White, Brew, Keaton.
Yeah.
You get 4, right? Now, who would be next if you need somebody?
It depends if you need a slaughter.